G'day everybody, welcome to the Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, I'm Al. This week we had the privilege of joining Justin, Cherie and a wonderful bunch of volunteers in Melbourne for a walk to help the homeless. It was an incredible few hours. This is a team that through their church and their faith just want to help those in need.
It was brilliant, wasn't it, mate?
Brilliant.
Hi there guys, we're here with Justin from Short Straw. How you going, mate?
Very good, brother.
We're going this little tour of the city, giving out backpacks and foods and a little bit of assistance to some of the homeless. What got you started with this, Justin?
So for the last just over 3 years, I've been a part of Pentecost Care, which is a non-for-profit organisation, and we go and feed the homeless every Wednesday at 601 Elizabeth Street in Melbourne. And we've, my wife and I, we created some relationships with the homeless and got to know them pretty well, and kind of realised that we needed to have more feet on the streets to hand out essentials to the homeless, because sometimes some homeless don't want to come into the building. People, got their own insecurities and whatnot. But I grew up a little bit poor when I was younger, and I've been in and out of prison most of my life, so I've just got a different perspective on people's mental health. I don't judge anybody. Everyone's circumstance is different, so here we are, and it's all thanks to everybody on my YouTube channel, the Short Straw Melbourne, that donate to me. And as I always say, every cent that I receive on the channel goes straight to the homeless. So we've put together backpacks full of essentials for the homeless, and we've got a whole lot of food. We've got people here with coffee, tea, Milo, and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, I'll tell you, mate, you're doing a fantastic job.
Thanks, Al. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
real eye-opener, and great to see so much warmth and love shared amongst those that need it the most.
And they get nothing out of it apart from the faces of the people they're helping. It's just, I was kind of blown away,
Yeah,
to be
me
honest.
too. Exactly right. What we would ask all of you to do is just take a look at Justin's Short Straw. The Short Straw is the name of the channel on YouTube, and subscribe. That will help him out to grow his audience. And every cent they raise through YouTube donations goes 100% to making up the backpacks and feeding those that need help on Wednesday nights, and I think another night
Friday
of the week
as well, I think.
Yeah,
and obviously weekends sometimes.
Yeah, they are feeding the homeless. So let's touch quickly on the homeless issue, and then we'll talk more about what we did on the day. Officially, there's 140,000 homeless people in Australia, and about 10,000, a bit over 10,000 of those sleep rough every night.
Every night, yeah.
It feels more than that.
It does feel like that. It does definitely feels more than that.
Yeah. There are a number of reasons why people become homeless. Unemployment is one, cost of housing, whether they're buying or renting, everybody's under stress. And today didn't help with interest rates. That's another huge issue. Domestic violence is another major issue. And obviously drug and alcohol dependency is another issue. And we saw a bit of that on the weekend. During the 24-25 financial year, 280,000 Australians sought assistance from the homelessness services, which is an increase of 4% on the year before. So it is increasing year on year. Worse than that, over 3 million Australians are now at risk of homelessness, which means they're within a couple of pays of being homeless.
I mean, what's that, 10% of the population?
Yeah, almost.
More.
Or more than 10%. And that's either through unemployment or illness. It can happen that quickly that it's not funny. That number has gone up 63% over the last 10 years, mate. So it is growing. Homelessness services are stretched beyond their limits.
Yep.
We've seen that, with on average 208 people being turned away by homelessness services each day due to a lack of capacity.
Yeah.
And this is where people like Justin and Cherie from the Short Straw, along with their amazing volunteers like Lena from Hands, Heart, Hope, which is another wonderful charity, and we'll do a little bit on them separately. Lisa, Kate, Zippy. I mean, everybody needs to know a Zippy. What a personality,
She was unreal.
mate. Unbelievable. And they're all doing all they can every day to help those that need it the most, just giving people.
Yep.
Haven't met people like them before.
No.
Absolutely.
Real eye-opener, definitely.
Yeah. And that goes for all the volunteers, not just the ones we've named. That goes for everybody that was there. So we met at the top of Elizabeth Street where Justin and Cherie had organised 20 backpacks to be handed out to those that needed them. They were filled with essentials like first aid, hygienic products, food, blankets.
Well, lots of biscuits and munchies.
Yeah, something to keep them warm at night. All packed into a quality backpack. And those that received those could keep those backpacks ongoing. So everybody threw a backpack on their back and off we went looking for the homeless people.
Well, quite a few had 2 on them.
Yeah, exactly right.
Thank you for all the people that have donated to make this happen, and we thank you that made it possible that we can put together backpacks for the homeless. And I'll pray for protection over everybody here today. I pray for hope and peace with the people on the streets of Melbourne, and let's hit the streets. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
As well as that, there were salad rolls, there were hot drinks. They took a furnace around,
Yep.
pastries, donuts to be handed out. It was quite the exercise, wasn't it?
It was.
Yep. From there, we walked down Flinders Street pretty much to the entire length of Elizabeth Street before turning left and walking toward and then back up Swanston Street. Along the way, those that were homeless were given genuine help, and that's what I loved. It wasn't just about, hey, you want to roll?
Yeah.
Stop, chat, make them feel part of the community.
Yeah, ask them questions, how they're feeling, how's their day going, do they need anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Really great people.
Words of encouragement and even just an ear for those people to let them know what their story was really important. Yeah, they were offered warmth, friendship, opportunity to get some fresh food, obviously, in a backpack. And some of them, when you went up to them, were a bit standoffish or reserved. But once they realised you were genuinely there to help, they warmed right up.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
All of them apart from that, there was one guy that didn't want to wake up, which is fair enough.
Yeah, he couldn't wake up.
But the rest of them were all like, as soon as they realised they were there to help, it was like genuine, like, wow.
Isn't this awesome?
Yeah.
Yep. Now, like we said, some of those were woken up. Some of them were under the influence. Some of them were just sitting there minding their own business. But all of them were on the hard pavements of Melbourne. I mean, there's no comfy place, is there, mate, where these people were. All of them were appreciative, receptive, thankful for the help given, and just grateful to be treated
like a human.
Yeah, a member of the community, just for that 15 or 20 minutes that we spent. And like I said, it wasn't just, right, here's something, let's move on to the next one. Sit down, tell us your story. Yeah, here's a hug.
Good. Really good.
Yeah, Lena and Justin are amazing, the way they approach these people and make them feel important.
Yeah.
That, to me, was really special. So then you got to ask yourself, mate, how is it in a country like Australia, in a city like Melbourne, we have so many that are homeless. We have more homeless people that live in Bendigo and only a little less than live in Darwin or Toowoomba, mate. I mean,
mental.
It's staggering. One of the ideas we discussed on the day is, should we pause international aid just for a minute to try and fix this problem, knock it on the head, increase the amount of accommodation or assistance they can get? So while we get some decent programs up and running, we can actually help these people with what they need. So as an example, and I just want to use this as an example because it's the example we used, and it was an example that was discussed and announced by the government on the day. The Australian government has just announced a further $50 million to Afghanistan due to humanitarian crisis they face that are exacerbated by the Taliban's failure to meet basic needs, particularly for women and for girls. So that's over $100 million going to the Taliban this year. That's right, it's the Taliban, the same terrorist organisation that killed 41 Australians in Afghanistan.
Just bear thinking about it, man. Terrible.
This is the same Afghanistan that the Australian government has agreed to allow 31,500 immigrants to migrate to Australia across 5 years through to June this year, and is currently vetting 170,000 applications for humanitarian visas just from Afghanistan.
When does humanity start here?
Exactly.
For our own people that are struggling.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly right. So this brings the total aid to Afghanistan to $310 million since 2021 and $1.8 billion over the last 20 years. We could have just about knocked our homeless issue on the head with that money. So what does Australia spend on helping our own homeless? About $1.8 billion per year. And then a lot of that is matched by state governments.
And they help how many? 280,000 people?
280,000 clients. That 1.8 billion per year goes to. And that goes to things like direct assistance, emergency accommodation and support services. And I'm assuming what they're counting in that is what we used to call a dole.
Maybe.
Those types of payments, obviously accommodation, social housing, those sorts of things. But this number's $200 million less than 2018 before COVID, which was where it was over $2 billion. So we've taken money out of that budget, and that money now goes to Vietnam or Pakistan
or Indonesia
or Afghanistan. Yeah, we give a lot of aid to Pakistan that is a nuclear power.
Yep.
What are we doing? Why can't we help our own people?
Do you reckon they give it to their people?
Do you think the Taliban are?
Exactly.
That money for Afghanistan goes to the United Nations, who are openly telling people that 64% of it will hit the ground.
Yeah.
64%.
So did you say our homeless has gone up 6% in the last year?
4%.
4% in the last year, yet we're getting 200 million less for the homeless.
Yeah. It makes no sense, mate. Yeah. We're stretching fewer dollars further.
Really looking after them.
Yeah. The sad truth is, without government funding, the homeless situation in Australia would be far worse. It would be hundreds of thousands at least, that 300,000 or so. So while Justin and Cherie and all the wonderful volunteers do great work, mate, the problem's got to be knocked on the head. There's got to be a way where they're all housed for a start. And if that means they go and see the Short Straw and these volunteers for meals, then so be it. But they shouldn't be then leaving those centres, having had their meal, to go back and sleep on the pavement.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Lena mentioned that the fact that there was so many empty buildings in the heart of Melbourne, and they're not getting used.
No.
Surely they could volunteer one building from the government could maybe pay for one building that they could set up as some sort of crash pad for some of these people, you know?
Well, it's got to be cheaper than building.
Got to be.
Buildings or homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many empty buildings did we pass when we were actually on that walk?
Yeah.
There was so many.
Yep.
Not getting used.
Yep. They could be set up as dorms, as rescue centres, as whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, good idea, Lena.
Yeah, great idea, Lena. Lena had some terrific ideas, and we will go along on a Wednesday night and help them with their meal prep, which I'm looking forward to. And we'll have a chat with Lena about the work she does, because she's got some great ideas of how we could knock this on the head. And she's a forward thinker.
Yeah.
She's out there. She spends all of her time and all of her day trying to fix this problem, as do Justin,
and
Cherie, and all the others that were there. Yeah. But isn't it heartwarming to know that there are people
that are like that?
Yeah. That actually care.
Brilliant.
Actually do something to help.
Yep.
Yeah. It's one thing to talk about help. It's one thing to find assistance. But these people are out there every week, at least 1 or 2 days, doing their thing.
At one point, I thought Chris was going to tear up.
Well,
it was quite emotional.
It was an emotional day, mate. It really was, because it's just wonderful to see people getting help that need it the most. And it's wonderful to know that there's fellow Australians. And again, not everybody that was helping you would classify as a middle-class Australian. In fact, a lot of the volunteers are people that have come from a situation fairly similar, I would imagine. They've all had either dependency or hard times, and they understand what it takes to go out and actually help or be helped.
Yeah.
I think that's where it comes from, because most of us have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest, I was pretty clueless until I went with the guys on Saturday. As I say, it was a real eye-opener for me. No idea, really.
Yeah. Thanks, Justin, for reaching out to us on one of the walks last year, like you did, and introducing us to your channel. And hopefully, from us sharing this video, a few more people will subscribe to your channel and help you on your journey to give back to a community that absolutely, desperately need it. So we thank you so much for reaching out to us, and we're looking forward to doing more work with them, aren't we?
Yep, definitely.
We'll give as much time as we can and get along to help as often as we can.
Yep, for sure.
So please, everyone, give the Short Straw a yell out, subscribe to their channel, like and comment where you can, and know that these people are doing genuine work in our community to help those that need it the most.
Yep, definitely. Good on you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
See ya.